Hi guys, nice to meet you if you're new here, nice to see you if you're not new here. Welcome back, how's it going? Welcome back to Bookmas. Today we are going through my physical TBR. I just reorganized my books and then I realized that I'm out of room again. I have some spaces here and there. I think I need this to see my books. Like, although I did just redo my shelves, it was more of just like placing my books. I think I really need to look at each book I have that I haven't read yet and ask myself, why haven't I read it? You know? Sometime next year, probably June time, we're gonna reflect back on my physical TBR. I'm sure there's gonna be more books on it. Sue me. If I've had no desire to pick up these books by that time, they need to go. They need to go. I need to make room on my bookshelf. We're not gonna get rid of anything today, but we're gonna go through it. Let's look at all the books on my physical TBR. Hi guys, just popping in really quickly before you start this video. My original video idea was just to go through my physical TBR, but it was not long enough. It's only about 5 minutes of me going through my physical TBR. So at the end of this video, we are adding me talking about my 2024 reading goals. If you don't want to stay for that, you don't have to. But this is 2 videos in 1, so I will see you later. I will see you after we look through my physical TBR. I say since we're already here, we start with this shelf and then we'll move to the large shelf. We have Reckless by Elsie Silver as well as Hopeless by Elsie Silver. These I know I will get to. This bookshelf I know I will get to, so we don't have to worry about her. We don't have to worry. The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home by Jesse Hastings, and Daisy Hates The Great Undoing by Jesse Hastings. These ones I'm excited for. As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, The Wicked King by Holly Black. The last book on the shelf is The Final Gambit by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I know I will get to all of these books by the end of the, not the end of the year. I know I will get to these books by June of next year, and I don't have to worry about these books. It's the other shelf that I have to worry about, mainly fantasy. Don't mind the lighting. It looks like it's gonna snow, so. These are my special editions. So, Bone Smith, Nikki Preto, The Luminaries by Susan Dennard, Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken, Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton, The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew, God Killer by Hannah Kaner. Now we're moving on to Book of the Month books because I've got quite a bit of them. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall, This Spells Love by Kate Robb, Check-In Mate by Allie Hazelwood, Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres, The Last Word by Taylor Adams, Starling House by Alex E. Haro. Last Book of the Month book is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Some Romance, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, Book Lovers by Emily Henry, Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert, If He Had Been With Me by Lauren Allen, The Entire Ravenhood Trilogy by Kate Stewart, Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan, Love in the Time of Serial Killers by Alicia Thompson, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, The Summer Book Rules by K.L. Walther, The Love Con by Cerecia Glass, Forever Never by Lucy Score, and Maggie Moves On by Lucy School, Addicted to You by Kristen Becker Ritchie, and Ricochet by Krista Becker Ritchie. Now we're moving on to the shelves that I think are going to do the most damage in June, or that I need to do the most damage in June by reading them all. The entire Divergent series by Veronica Roth, Prodigy and Champion by Marie Lu, This Woven Kingdom by Data Mafi. I'm also not trying to knock every single book off of my list. I'm not trying to read my entire physical TBR by June. I want to knock some of them off, but also if there's no desire for me to pick some of these books up, they need to go. House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and the entire Throne of Glass series as well. Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole May Freer, Powerless by Lauren Roberts, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, Little Thieves by Margaret Owen needs to be read. I at least need to want to read it, you know? Light Lark by Alex Astor, Sky of 7 Colors by Rochelle Nelson, The Mermaid's Tale by Ellie Richmond, Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon, The Alice Six by Olivia Blake needs to be read. On the Edge of Gone by Corinne Duvis, Dividing Eden by Joelle Charbonneau. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Huh? Are you gonna show the books too? Wanna lay down right here? Do you wanna lay down with me? Okay. Okay. Shark Bait. Ooh, aha. Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson needs to be read next year. Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. Iron Widow by Zhuang Zhezhou. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. A Very Large Expanse at Sea by Tahita Mafi. Down here there's just a couple of books. Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Billy Summers by Stephen King. This one needs to be read by June. Finally, the last books on this list is Twilight, the entire series. That's all the books that I have on my physical TBR. I will be adding more, so like don't you worry. There will be more added. I mainly did this because I need to see what I need to read by next year. And I wanted to show you my actual books. I need to physically look at these books that I have on my TBR and decide what I need to get rid of if I don't read them by June. I'm gonna give myself till June to read them. 6 months. And if I don't read these books, these specific books that I pointed out, I need to give them to somebody else that might enjoy them more than them just taking up room on the shelf. Because if they're not being read, what's the point of them being here, you know? If I haven't read them or if I don't want to read them, there's no point in them being here because that's not fair. I need to give them to somebody who's going to read them if I'm not going to. That is all the books on my physical TBR. I need to read them. So what are we doing next year? Reading more books. Oh, looky, you came back. Maybe, hopefully. Hi-yo. Or comfy cozy. My original video idea was not quite long enough, so we're just adding a little bonus into this video. Hello. So now you're getting a bonus episode. You're getting a bonus 2024 reading goals. I was gonna do this video in a different way, but you know, this is how it's going. This is how we're working. I originally also was supposed to upload bookmas on Wednesday, but I'm thinking I might be in a book slump, and I was supposed to upload a vlog on Wednesday, and that didn't happen, so here we are. Yep. We're just gonna kind of go through my goals of 2024. Okie dokie, wrote some down, because I'd forget. But my first reading goal is the amount of books I would like to read. This year I read 56 books. I might get one more book, I might not. So my goal is 55, just like it was this year. If I read more, I read more. If I read less, I read less. But 55 is kind of what we're shooting for. In this video, you see how many books are on my physical TBR. I said that in June, we're gonna go through it again, and we're gonna look at it, reevaluate what's on my TBR. If I've had no desire to pick up that book since between now and then, we're gonna have to unhaul some books. Unfortunately. Do I want to? No, I don't. But we're gonna have to. Another goal I have is to read one classic. Just one singular classic. I would like to read just one. Just to see if I like it. If I don't, oh well. But I would like to read one. So this next goal is to read half of my physical TBR. That is just like an overall goal. We are going to count my books again in June. We're going to count how many books I have in my physical TBR. After I haul some books, we're going to go through my physical TBR again. I know I look a mess. Like, you don't have to tell me. After we unhaul some books in June, we're going to count my physical TBR and see kind of how much it is. If that makes any sense. I think right now we're sitting at about 70. Maybe. So I would like to read at least half of my physical TBR, if not more. Part of this goal of the year is read half of my physical TBR, but the other half is to not consume so many books, which is hard because part of what I love about reading is buying new books. That in itself is a different hobby that I have. I love to go to the bookstore, look at new books. I love to order a new book. It makes me so happy. It's just something that I enjoy, and I'm sure you know the feeling. I'm sure you know the feeling of getting a new book, getting excited for new books. I would like to stop consuming more books than I could possibly read. And I just know that some of those books I will never pick up. But that doesn't limit me to like buying books. I'm still gonna buy books, just not so many. So if I'm buying 15 books every couple of months, I'm never gonna read what's on my TBR. And the main focus for 2024 is that TBR. I guess part of like my mental rule is if I talked about it on my 2024 releases, I am allowed to buy those. I am allowed to buy those because some of those are pre-orders. And does that kind of fall back on my goal? Yes, but I've already talked about those and I've already kind of just pre-ordered some. I've thought about what books I might want. Is that making any sense? Because honestly, I've had a really long day and I don't think any of what I just said made any kind of sense. I would like to buy pre-owned book or thrift books, books from Pango, books from, I have a little like bookstore where I live. I would say like 90% of what they have are pre-owned books. Also, I do this thing where, girl math, buy one, get one half off, buy two, get one free. I don't need to buy them just because they're on sale. I don't need to, Target's having their buy two, get one. I don't need to do that. I don't, because like, although the idea of it is I'm getting a free book, I feel like a lot of times I'm choosing that free book just because it says free, not because I actually want to read it. Off of that topic, because I am spiraling, I would like to start a reading journal next year. I've been seeing so many TikToks, YouTube videos. I've just been seeing like the book community do book journals and setting their book journal up and flipping through their 2023 book journal. I want to start a book journal next year and actually follow through with it. Not just start it and be like, okay, let's start it. Goodbye, it's in a drawer. I'm never looking at it again. I would actually like to do a book journal. So that's a goal. I would like to also read more debut and indie authors. I personally want to do my own research on finding debut authors and indie authors. And like, although popular books can be really great, and yes, I do want to read some of those popular books, I want to find books by myself, which is also another goal on here. It seems as I wrote the same goal in different fonts. Under the debut and indie authors, I said that I want to find books I love by myself. And I love using other people and finding books that I love. I found so many series that I love, or so many standalone books that I love from the book community, but I would like to be that person for other people, and I would love to be that person for myself to read books that I've not heard about, or to find authors that I've never heard of or don't have like a large following. I would love to find indie authors. I would love to do the research by myself to find books that I love, rather than, oh, this book's popular, let me read it. This book is popular, let me read it. This book says it's popular, I'm gonna read it. I would like to find books that I just don't see debut authors, indie authors. I just more so want to find books that I love on my own. The last book goal that I have written down, I'm sure I'm gonna come up with some more, especially for the book journal that I said I want to have. I want to try not to set so many TBRs for myself, because last year when I started my channel up again, because I've done this before, I've just quit. Last year when I started my channel up again, or this year actually, it's not 2024 yet. This year when I started my channel again, TBR videos are popular. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hop on that train. I'm gonna do TBR videos. When I set a TBR for myself, it is probably not gonna be read. I maybe will read 1 book, 2 books on a good month off of that TBR. But like 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna read those books because I'm very much a mood reader. And if I have a book on there that I've also been dreading reading, I'm not gonna pick it up. And like, yes, it's fun to do challenges and TBRs, and sometimes it gets me to read a book and then I end up liking that book. But if I set a TBR for myself, I stress myself out by being like, oh, I need to read these books. And then when I don't read those books, I'm like, okay, like, good job, Lara. I get a little like annoyed at myself, I guess. Instead of having that kind of mindset, reading is supposed to be fun, and setting a set TBR sometimes is not fun. And it like sounds fun in theory. Reading is fun. Reading is fun, okay? It is not supposed to be like something to stress over, and I need to stop. So that is all of my 2024 reading goals, and that was my physical TBR. I hope you enjoyed this Bookmas video. We have 1 Bookmas video left. Yep, 2023 is almost over. It's almost 2024. So let me know your reading goals. Let me know your regular goals that you might have for 2024. That's all I have for you. Other than that, I hopefully will see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.